What is up, everybody? My name is Park Score, and today I'm going to be doing a complete breakdown of my local Instagram ad strategy. So, a little bit of background on me: I'm a video marketer, video agency owner. I've been doing video marketing for roughly 4 years now, and originally I did not always have a guaranteed system for generating leads. I would pretty much rely on word of mouth for all of my business, and I would shoot videos for clients. I would shoot content for their channels, and I would shoot videos for their websites, and people were always a bit disappointed with the amount of engagement that they would get and the return that they would get for the money that they were spending. And I scratched my head for a long time wondering why this was, and it's because I was just selling them organic content and relying on the algorithm to just push it organically. And that's just not how the game is played. That's not how the game is played today. I'm pretty sure it's not how the game was played yesterday. And so this video is for people who are business owners who are wondering how they can generate more leads consistently. So most of the people I talk to on a daily basis are relying on word of mouth, or they are relying on Google Ads, or they're relying on stuff like Angie's List to bring them leads, and the leads aren't converting like they want them to, or the leads aren't that high quality, or there's just not enough leads. And so today I wanted to break down the strategy that I use to get all my clients and the strategy that I put in place for my clients so they can get more clients. So pretty much what I use, it's called a local ad funnel, and I'll briefly describe what this consists of. So essentially, it's you run one local ad on Instagram, and then you post organic content on Instagram, and then you have some sort of a process to DM the people, the followers that come in and are liking your content and are engaging. You have a proven process to turn those DMs into dollars. And so I'm going to just be breaking that down completely today, because there's enough information online of people kind of giving you like half of what they're doing and just sort of like explaining the bare minimum of how they can help you or what problem they solve. But I kind of just had this idea where I thought, I think I would probably get more business if I just literally gave every single thing away. And so that's what I want to do today. And so by the end of this video, you should be able to implement this yourself if you want, or ideally, you'd come to me and I would do it for you. But so why Instagram? So there was a Alex Hormozi video not too long ago where he was ranking all of the different social channels, like what channels are the best to do your marketing on. And he named a few, and the classic ones seem to be kind of dying off. And the two main ones that stuck out were YouTube, because it's long form and you can kind of get really in depth on YouTube and answer a lot of questions and break a lot of limiting beliefs and really make people trust you and like you on YouTube, but also Instagram. And so you got to think of YouTube and Instagram as these two, they're two parts of a whole. So you're watching this right now on YouTube, and it's because it's a longer form video, but no doubt you probably saw a snippet from this on Instagram, on my Instagram, that got you to go to my YouTube so that you can learn more or whatever. And so the reason why Instagram is sort of the winner here is because if you look at where demographics are moving, the older demographics, it's sad to say, but they're dying off. And Instagram is the home of both a younger demographic, but also sort of that Gen X demographic, and even some of the baby boomer demographic. And so like the demographics are only getting younger. And Instagram is nice because the quality of the leads that you would generate from Instagram is a lot higher than something like TikTok. So, but the same way that TikTok draws people in, where people are spending hours upon hours scrolling, watching videos, spending hours watching videos, same thing is present on Instagram, except the difference is Instagram followers actually convert into dollars, like they actually can pay you. And so Instagram is just good for this sort of thing. And also, you need to be brand building. So another question is, why content? Why a local ad on Instagram, and why content? And the reason that you need to be creating content is because Every other brand in the area wants to do the bare minimum when it comes to marketing. And this is no surprise. Like, marketing it's costly. It costs money to outsource it, or it costs time to do it yourself. And so a lot of companies are trying to do the absolute bare minimum when it comes to their content, when it comes to their marketing. And so if you are a service in the area who actually has a well-developed brand on Instagram, and people are seeing your local ad every single day because they live in your area and we're targeting them with the local ad, and then they go to your page, and then you have content where you're talking, you seem like an actual real human being that they could like, or would be willing to trust, then you're going to absolutely dominate. You're going to absolutely dominate, because whereas everyone else is relying on Google to whereas everyone else is relying on Google to get their leads, brands that are actually building brands are just absolutely dominating everyone else. And the reason is because, so on Google, let's say I look up HVAC in the area. I look up HVAC in the area, and then a list of HVAC companies pops up. And what people do on Google is they call the first one, and then they see if they like the quote, or if the company even picks up. A lot of times these companies on Google don't even pick up. And then they move on to the next, and then to the next, and then to the next, and then to the next. And so what you're doing is you're essentially building your business based on chance. And you don't want to do that, because you could pay a ton of money to get on the top spot on Google, only for people to go to the business right beneath you. And so, on Google, you're not really building any sort of a differentiated brand. You're not building a brand at all. You're just a name on the top of a list and a phone number attached to it. So you're not occupying people's headspace. You're not occupying people's attention. We live in an attention economy. And so you want to be the first business that's even getting in front of these people before they even know that they might need your product. But also, you want to be the first business that people think of when they have a certain problem. And so wouldn't it be nice if you're an HVAC company, and instead of people finding out about you through Google, they have already been seeing your ads in the area. They already know that you guys are the HVAC company in the area to go to. And so it's just like an obvious choice. Now, another reason why Instagram is what I go so heavy on and what I push all my clients to go so heavy on is because literally nobody is doing Instagram yet. Like, it is the highest leverage form of marketing right now, and no one is doing it because people just are sleeping on it. Like, people just don't. They're stuck in the old ways of marketing where they're like, I can't tell you how many times as a person who's been in marketing, people are like, "Oh, you do videos? That's cool. Can you design my website?" And it's like, dude, people aren't. Go to your screen time right now on your phone. How much time did you spend this month on Safari? Much less on somebody's business website. Now go onto your phone and tell me. I want you to tell me. Comment down below if you want to. How much time did you spend on YouTube? How much time did you spend on Instagram? Why are we spending ad dollars to market to people where they're not even at? Why are we not spending ad dollars marketing to people where they already are? Like, this Instagram right here that you see, this is the digital town square. This is the equivalent of having a billboard up. I learned just the other day that a billboard is something around like $2,000 to $5,000 a month. And that's literally just, you're driving down the highway, you see it for a couple seconds. Seriously? Like, this is what people are fighting for? This is a digital billboard. Imagine if you could have a billboard that is literally somebody's looking at it for 8 hours per day. Like, it's a no-brainer. And so you need to be building a differentiated brand. You need to be marketing on Instagram. But enough talk of like why Instagram is the channel that I focus on. And let me just talk to you about like the whole process, because like I said, I want to be able to break this down for you. That way you feel confident to go and tackle this yourself if you want. But I mean, let's be honest, the information is already out there. People don't pay for information, they pay for implementation. So ideally, I'd like it if you came to me, because I would fix you up with proven process. But I want to give you all the information right here. So so we talked about why Instagram. It's just super versatile. There's a lot of reach. And so what we do is we run a follower ad. And so this follower ad, it's a local ad, and the purpose of the ad is not to sell people immediately. I know that sounds kind of crazy. It's like, why would we not want to sell people immediately? I thought the goal here was to get more dollars. It is. Just stick with me, okay? So we want to run a local ad to a very small radius, okay? Small radius of people in your area who are qualified to buy your product. The reason we do a small radius is because we want your ad dollar to go further. And so how does a small radius make your ad dollar go further? The way it does that is because rather than trying to market to this massive radius where $5 is maybe getting you to bounce around all around here and people see you once, within a small radius, a small, densely populated radius, $5 is just continually bouncing around, circling, showing your ad to the same people every single day. So like you are constantly in people's face because you're marketing in a small radius. And then also, there's one other point. We do a follower ad. This is the point I was going to say. We do a follower ad because most people, if they see an ad from you, people are so well attuned to marketing nowadays, they don't like being marketed to, okay? And so we as marketers have to get smart. We got to get wise, and we got to figure out like, okay, how can we get these people to trust us? How can we get these people to like want to see our marketing more? And so my ad that I run, let's see if, I hope this audio plays right here.
Space business here in Conroe, Texas. The easiest way to get...
Sorry, I don't mean to totally destroy you guys' ears or anything. Hold up. Let me drop this volume down, and then I'm going to show you guys the ad that I run. So this is the ad that people in the local area are seeing from me constantly. Like, and it's funny because, so I live around the area, and I very often will get people say, dude, I saw your ad the other day. My wife got a message the other day where somebody she had not heard from in years was like, hey, I think I recognized your husband in this ad the other day. And then I was at church the other day, and like my buddy, he said, dude, I saw your ad. So once you start running these ads, like people are going to recognize you. You're going to be like a niche, like micro celebrity. So just be ready for that. But so this ad, I know I'm yapping. You guys want to see the ad. You guys want to hurry up and see the ad already, but I'm going to keep yapping for a second. So this ad has 909 likes, and then it's got all these comments. People are like, dude, this is way too local. It's crazy. People are mind blown that they're seeing an ad from a business in the area. Why are they mind blown about that? It's because literally nobody's doing it. People are getting marketed to on a national level, but none of these local businesses, none of these mom and pop shops are even thinking to target people locally. When you see an ad and it says like your town name in it, people are kind of shocked by that, especially if they're in like a smaller town, because nobody's freaking doing this. Nobody's doing this. But so anyways, so this has 908 likes, and it's got at this point, let's see, it's got 233,000. I launched this at the very beginning of December, and so let's check this out. Okay, so
the easiest way to get way more business is to become the best known. And the easiest way to become the best known is one local Instagram ad, just like this one, bringing you in new opportunities every single day. You're great at what you do, but you feel like you should be further along in your business by now. The truth is, you just need more people in town to know you are the business they need to go to. Stop relying on Angie's List and word of mouth to grow your business. So if you're ready to take your business to the next level, follow me here on Instagram and check out my content where I show you exactly how to do this. If you're a service-based...
Okay, so I don't know if you guys heard that whole thing. I don't know how it's going to translate like into the actual video itself. But long story short, I start off the video and I say, if you're a local service-based business in the Conroe area, so we have a call out. First of all, you want to have a call out. And then second of all, I name some pain point, or I name some promised sort of outcome, or some sort of hook to get people to watch the rest of the video. And so I say, let's see, if you're ready to take your business to the next level. So, okay, so it's blah, blah, blah. I'm waiting on the ad to run back around. 10x your service-based business. If you're a business in the Conroe area, the easiest way to get way more business is to become the best known. And so already I'm hitting a pain point that most businesses have, which is that they want to be better known. And the thing about this ad is the fact that you're seeing the ad means that I know how to at least get in front of you, which means I could show you how to get in front of other people. With you and your business, it might be a little bit different because you guys might not be marketing a marketing service. You might be marketing something else. I can show you another example of a client that we did just so you guys can get an idea. But long story short, I give them some sort of promised outcome, and then I tell them how to essentially get that outcome. And it's a very small ask. You want to do a very small ask. So if in this video I just pitched my service like outright, like the service that I do, like how much it costs, all that, how many of you think that it would convert immediately? Probably a very small percentage, okay? Probably zero, honestly, because nobody can learn to trust you off of one single video. Like nobody buys anything like that. Like that's just, it's a fantasy. So get it out of your head. So what we do is we give them a very small ask, which is just give me a follow. Give me a follow if you want to figure out how to become the best known business in town. Give me a follow if you want to 10x your service-based business. Give me a follow if you feel like you should be further along, but you just need to. The truth is, you just need to become the best known business in town. So I'm trying to read this and also talk to you guys. But so if you're ready to take your business to the next level, follow me here on Instagram, and I'll show you exactly how to do that. And so I give them like a pretty big promise. I'm saying, hey, I'm going to help you do this with your business. I'm going to help you with this. And all you got to do is follow. Now, why are we asking them to follow and not sending them to some sort of lead page? I'll give you a second to figure that out. So this is why. Okay, so if I was to send them to a landing page from this, I'm going to send them to a landing page. A certain number of them are going to convert, and a certain number of them are just going to click on the landing page and not care. And then that's a buy or die strategy. So essentially, I'm not going to know who clicked on that. I'm going to know that there was a certain number of clicks, but unless they filled out the information on there, I'm not going to know who is interested here. Like, I'm not going to know who was interested enough to click. I will know who was interested enough to put their information in, but then what happens there? So you get some people who put their information in, a very small minority who put their information in, but what happens? So I'm sure you guys have had this experience. I guarantee you've had this experience. You were mildly interested in a product. You put your phone number in, you put your email in, and then you are getting blown up 24/7, blown up with messages from a business that you kind of were interested in one time. And it's annoying. It's very freaking annoying because you signed up for it, but you didn't really sign up for it. Like, you did not sign up for that. You did not sign up to get blown up with messages constantly. Another reason why Instagram and the DM, like the follower to dollar strategy is good is because it's so much less invasive than like a lead form format. And so rather than sending people to a landing page, I say, hey, just follow me. Follow me, check out my content. I'll show you how to do X, Y, and Z. And then once they follow, I DM them because I know they're interested. And a DM is so much less intrusive than a random phone call because like you gave a website your phone number one time. It's so much less intrusive. There's so much opportunity to build trust. They're following me, so they're going to continue to see my content, the content where I'm giving away value, breaking limiting beliefs, X, Y, and Z. I'll get into like how you can actually really leverage content here in the next couple minutes. But the idea though is just that we run a follower ad because it is a way to retain and build a lead list pretty much like with no effort whatsoever. Just because people are seeing this ad continually. I get probably 8 followers a day from this ad, and I'm running a very freaking niche offer. Like, my offer is aimed at other businesses. My offer is, let me show you how to build your business using a local ad strategy. Like, that's a really hard offer. Like, it's a B2B offer, so it's a lot more targeted because I'm having to target other businesses. If you're running something B2C, if you're running a gym, if you're running a pet, there was a lady I was talking to the other day. She runs a service where they take care of people's pets. If you're running like a B2C offer, business to consumer, this is a killer strategy. You'll get a ton of followers per day. I get 8, and I'm only targeting business owners. I sometimes get more than that, but 8 is around the average. But you want to do this way because if you're just running a lead form, or if you're just saying, hey, buy here instantly, click here, blah blah blah, people don't want to get taken off the app. And then also, like, it's less invasive. It's a smaller ask. You're promising more. You're giving them more, and it's a way to sort of build a lead list in your sleep. And it's not a buy or die strategy. So if somebody follows you but is not ready to buy immediately, it's all good because they're still in the system. They're still a follower. They can still see more of your content. Versus if they're halfway ready to buy and they click a link and it takes them to a lead form and they decide, nah, I don't want to get blown up with phone calls, never mind. And then they click off, and then there's no way for you to know who they are, no way for you to follow up with them, no way for you to figure out like, hey, like, so it's just kind of a better strategy all around. Let's click off of here. And so, yeah, so I said that we would talk about content next. And so what we do is once people follow, obviously we're going to be DMing everyone who follows and trying to start a conversation with them. And it'll be a very casual conversation. Actually, I'm getting ahead of myself. I should talk about content a little bit first. So once people follow, and before I get the chance to DM them, they're going to probably scroll my page a little bit. They're going to check out some of my content. And all of my content is designed to break limiting beliefs. And so pretty much everyone who's coming into your ecosystem, they are a high information buyer. Like 80% of the people who come in are high information buyers. And what that pretty much means is 20% are low information buyers, meaning they really don't need to have many questions answered. They're pretty much ready to buy. They want to buy something. 80% of people are not like that. 80% of people want to figure out, who's this person? Can I trust them? Can they help me? Like, they want to know as much as they can before they decide to hop on a call with you or before they decide to really invest in you. And so the role of content is to build trust once you've captured attention from the ad, and to break people's limiting beliefs, because it's so great when people hop on a call with me and they've already seen some of my content, and in that content I've already answered a question that they would have had on a sales call. That's great. Like, that's great. And another thing too is just don't worry about seeming salesy in the content itself. That's something that was kind of a limiting belief of mine when I first started out, is I was like, man, I don't really know how to talk about my service or how to talk about my niche without seeming like a freaking salesperson. And like, nobody really likes salespeople. And so what I kind of realized was good marketing and good content, it's just about empathy. So you have a solution to somebody's problem. You can solve someone's problem, alleviate somebody's pain. And so your content is an opportunity to do that on like a small scale. Sorry, mouth's getting a little dry. So in your content, your goal is to give away the secrets. Like, tell people how they can fix the problem. Right now, I'm telling you how to do what I do for people. I'm telling you my complete strategy. I'm giving it all away. Like, you give away all the secrets, and people will implicitly, like, people, if you give away all the secrets, people will begin to sort of think in the back of their mind, if this is his free stuff, his paid stuff must be amazing. And like I said earlier, all the information's already out there. Like, I could go right now, I could find somewhere on YouTube where somebody is explaining how to run like a follower ad on Instagram. But it's, if I don't know how to do that, or maybe I don't have time to do it. A lot of business owners are super busy, or if I'm not super confident in my ability to like get it right to the T, or I feel kind of ready, but I have some questions, and like I want some accountability or whatever. Like, people pay for implementation. They don't pay for information. So people in their marketing, they'll kind of think like, I got to hold some stuff close to the chest, like industry secrets and tips and tricks and all this stuff. I got to kind of give people just enough. I got to just sprinkle a little bit of value into my content where people will see me as an expert, but they'll still want to buy from me. That's not how it works. It's not how it works at all. You have to just give it all away. Give away the whole enchilada, because I guarantee people are not going to implement it for themselves. And if they do, hey, more power to them. More power to them. But also you can say, hey, I made that happen. They'll look to you as like, yeah, this guy was the one who solved that problem for me. So it's a win-win for everybody. And because I bet your competitors, if they're even doing content at all, most of your competitors are not doing content. But if they are doing content at all, they're going to be holding their cards chest because they have this sort of mindset of like, oh, I can't give away too much information or people are not going to buy, people are going to do it themselves. And that's never how it works. That's never how it works. And so the role of content is you want people to have an opportunity to overcome limiting beliefs. That way they have a chance to buy from you, or they begin to see the value of something like your product or your service. You want to establish trust because, once again, if people are seeing your face continually and they've kind of built this parasocial relationship with you where they've seen your mannerisms, they've seen you act, they've seen you talk, they've seen you share your perspective and share your like authority and your experience and all this stuff, they'll start to trust you and they'll be more willing to buy from you. A lot of times people will hop on a sales call and they're not ready to buy, not because they don't think that the service is going to work or something like that, but because they're worried that they're going to give this person their money and the person is going to just take off running with their money, or that the person is going to be incompetent and that they're feigning expertise, like they're pretending to know what they're talking about. And because of that, like the customer is going to get screwed because they fell for it or something. And so what you want to do in your content is just show people that you really do this stuff and you really know what you're talking about and you actually are able to solve a specific problem and you want to help them solve that problem. And because if you do that, like if you just continually just post, because it's just proof, you want to show people proof of what you do. And so like people want to buy from people, they don't want to buy from brands. So people don't want to see graphics of like sold. We just sold this property. No, nobody cares. Nobody cares about that. Nobody cares about your business and your business's success. People want their problem solved. And so if you can make your marketing not about your business, but about helping people solve their problems, you will have a lot better time with content. You'll have a lot easier time with content. And so another thing too is problem awareness. This is more of like a top of funnel thing, but sometimes people don't even know that they have a certain problem going on. So for example, like in fitness, like a lot of people don't really know that feeling low energy in the middle of your day is actually not normal. But they think it's normal. They've been conditioned to feel like that's normal because so many people talk about it like it's normal. So many other people have that problem and they've had that problem for years. And so they think, yeah, it's just a normal thing to feel low energy in the middle of your day. In your content, you can, in a kind, empathetic way, let people know of their problem. Because some people don't know that they have that problem. But once they become aware of the problem, then they can begin to find a solution. And in this case, the solution is you. People talk about that like it's some sort of evil marketing tactic, evil secret of marketing that they put this problem in your head and then they sell you the solution. And it's like, yeah, that's marketing. Yeah, that is marketing, but it doesn't have to be this evil, nefarious thing. Like I said earlier, there's a way where you could do this where it's very salesy. There's a way where you can do it where you can kind of be like, yeah, give me your money. And you're just talking about your product and service in a way that nobody cares about. Or there's a way to do it where you can just be like, I just want to help the people in my community. I want to be a light on a hill. I want to share like what I can with the world. I want to help people out. I want to tell people how to fix their problems. I want to show people that there is a better way. Like, and also show people that their pain is possible to overcome it, that their problems and such, that those things are solvable. And so there's a way to do it that is kind of nasty and slimy, right? But there's a way to do it that is genuinely helpful and meaningful and good. And so that's another limiting belief too that I kind of had whenever I first started marketing. I felt like I could not go super hard on content or something because I felt like I was being like a slimy salesman or something. And then I just sort of realized like, no, it can be almost like a form of charity or like a form of giving back. And that's like when that clicks, content is just like way easier, way easier. And representing yourself online is way easier. Because it's embarrassing for people in the beginning. and I'm getting off on so much tangents. I'm supposed to be breaking this down for you guys, but in the very beginning, you're kind of worried to put yourself out there. That's another limiting belief, and part of that is just truth is you do know what you want to say. Like if somebody got you talking about your area of expertise, you could just go on and on and on and never be able to shut up. And it's like, just tap into that. Like you don't want to take somebody's last dollar. Like you're probably not a piece of crap. You probably actually do want to help people. You want to make money, but you also want to help people. And if you can just convey that and just help people online without asking for anything in return, you're going to have successful marketing. And that's my soapbox pretty much. But so that's the role of content, is breaking limiting beliefs, because most of your competitors are not going to be doing this. How often should you be posting? Dude, you could post like once a week. Like you really don't need to be posting like crazy. You don't need to be flooding the timeline. If you have the bandwidth for that, go for it. Like I say, go for it. But you don't have to do that. Like as long as you look like you have a presence, like if you do that, you're beating 95% of people. If you just look like you're present online and you have a brand that doesn't look like it was entirely designed in 5 minutes, like on somebody's iPhone. So then once people come into your ecosystem and they start following you from the ad and they start liking the ad or commenting on the ad, you DM them. Okay. You DM them and you don't come out the gate super hot. What you do is you want to create the lowest barrier to entry possible, and you want to qualify them. And so what you do, like in my case, I sell to other businesses. And so I just start a conversation with people in a way that seems personal, not in like a copy paste way where I'm like, hey, thanks for the follow. Like, and it's just like a boilerplate message. You don't want to do that. Make it personal. Say the person's name. Hey, Ben, thanks for the follow. How long have you been running your iguana breeding business? You know, like just start a very low friction conversation with somebody. Don't get super complicated with the messages. You just want yes and no responses. And then you need to have some sort of a process lined out. This is slightly different for every single business, but you want to have some sort of a process lined out where you can get a phone number from them as quickly as possible. Because here's the thing. If people fill out a lead form, they put their number into a lead form, and then they start getting calls endlessly and text messages endlessly, that's annoying, because people are like, I didn't sign up for that. I just wanted a certain piece of information, or I wanted this lead magnet or whatever. However, if people have a very short DM conversation with you, and then they give you the phone number in the DM conversation, they feel like they're talking to a real person, and they feel like there's like some level of repertoire, or not repertoire. They feel like there's some level of rapport built up. They feel like there's some level of like, you guys are acquaintances, or at least, at least acquaintances, ideally friends. And so that's a far less intrusive way to contact somebody's number. And then you put them in a CRM. Like you put all these people into a lead management, like a client relationship management tool. And then that way you keep track of how often you're contacting everyone, how each like lead is sort of developing along your little, however you get them, however you funnel them into a sale. And so DM them, make the conversation real short and sweet, make it very easy to follow, simple to follow. Don't be getting off in the weeds in the conversations. Like, know where you want to go with things. Have like maximum 3 to 4 messages before you find a way to get them to hop on a phone call. Or if you're not doing something high ticket, or you're not doing some sort of like service where you need to hop on a sales call, what you do instead is you send them whatever the sign up link is. So if you're a gym, you send them the sign up link to your gym. Like you figure out, hey, like you started the conversation. Hey, thanks for the follow, Jamie. Like have you ever been to our gym before? Blah, blah, blah. Or, what's your workout goals for 2025 or whatever, but find a way to, typically with my clients, we kind of take a look at their client avatars and stuff, and we detail a script for them to follow. But if you're doing this yourself, just figure out pretty much the 3 main things you would need to know before, like, you can be sure that somebody is actually worth selling to and actually worth like putting in energy to try to sell to. Because what I do in my DMs is I figure out like how long has this person been doing this business? Because if they just started the business, then it might not be the right fit unless they're ready to just do a hard launch. Like some people are just absolute savages, and that works. But if they're like, yeah, I just started, or they're talking about like, yeah, I just need to get my LLC, then I'm like, respectfully, I don't know if this is the right time for you. But once you figured out that they've been doing it X number of, I'm talking about my offer, my business to business offer, but you like figure out how long they've been doing it, and then you see if they've ever ran local ads before, and then you kind of figure out what their experiences with that was, and then you say, hey, I'd love to show you like how we run local ads. That's what I do in mine. And then literally within 3 messages, we get the phone number, and then we hop on the phone, and we qualify them in the call, and then we get them on a Zoom call, and then like it's just it's a proven process. And so just develop that for your own setting process, your own DM process, or come to me and I'll help you set it up. But so if you're not DMing all the followers and the likers that are coming in through your ad, then you're running your ad for no reason. Because like I said, a lot of people, they need that final push. They need to get their questions answered either through your content or through conversations with you. And so there's a Alex Hormozi book where he talks about, it's called $100 Million Leads. And he talks about like the core 4 of marketing. So there's cold outbound, where you're messaging and calling people who have no idea who you are. There's warm outbound, where you're messaging people who do know who you are. There's content, and then there's one more. I forget the other. But this whole process pretty much operates on and then there's like paid ads. And so this process works on paid ads, which is we're going out to a large number of people who have no idea who we are. And then the people who follow, those are warm inbound. So then we message them. And then the people who are seeing our content, we're nurturing them with that content. We're getting them to trust us. We're helping them break down beliefs. We're explaining what we do, and the whole 9 yards. And then so it's all a process. All of it informs each other part. And so the more that you do, the more volume you do in each one of these, the better off you're going to be, the more leads you're going to have, and the easier it's going to be to actually sell people once you get them on the phone. And so, honestly, and then one final thing here. Another thing too is with your content, your stories. So sometimes people don't want to be inundated, people don't want to be bombarded. They don't want to constantly be seeing your face like on their feed. However, you can post stories. You can post stories right here. And on your stories, you can show what you're doing. Stories are, if you're new to Instagram or you're new to content and stuff, the purpose of stories is they're only up for 24 hours, and they're meant to be very casual. It's kind of, it's these posts, they stay on your page forever or until you delete them, but the stories delete themselves after 24 hours. And so the purpose of a story is like, hey, I'm just going to get you a little sneak peek into my life. And so the way you treat stories is you act like it's a TV show with commercials. So for example, what I would do is I would post like a nice quote that I like a Bible verse, or I would post some workout video, or I would post behind the scenes with a client. And then every so often you post some call to action. So I post about my day, just letting people see behind the scenes, and then boom, hit them with a commercial. So it's a TV show with commercials. So what you do is, you let people see into your life, and then you give them some call to action. And then what you can do too is you can build out these highlights. And what a highlight is it's essentially just a story that you have placed somewhere where people can continue to see it. And so what I do is I post client wins. I post how my local ad is doing. I post little wisdom quotes. I post, this one's called Free Sauce, where I just give away free stuff. I'm like, hey, slide up on this if you want me to give you a free profile optimization. And another thing that I did not cover in the beginning, because my outline was I wrote it up in 5 minutes, is if your profile is not optimized, then this is not going to work for you. And so you need to optimize your profile before you start running ads, because if you start running an ad and like people are clicking on your profile and it looks amateur, like it looks like a consumer account, or it looks like just some freaking person who has no idea what they're doing, that's not going to lead to an ad that converts very well. And so the real short answer to how do you optimize your profile is professional, clean headshot of the founder or owner, or brand logo. Okay. Anything other than that, scrap it. Do something like this, do a brand logo, something that looks professional, something that looks like a business. And then second, your bio needs to be clean. It needs to be understandable. It needs to be simple. People need to instantly know within the first couple minutes clicking on your profile, first couple seconds, exactly what it is you do, who you help, and how you can help them. So I help Conroe, Texas businesses get qualified leads, close more deals with my proven local ad strategy, DM the word ads for a free step-by-step breakdown. And so, yeah, guys, in short, this is just a breakdown of my local ad strategy, what I use for myself and what I put in place for clients. If you want to start getting more clients, you need to have some sort of a system. You need to implement something that is going to bring you in new leads every single day. And a lot of people are relying on the old methods. A lot of people are just kind of doing what everybody else is doing. But I challenge you at the end of this video, I want you to go and look at your competitors, see if they're posting on Instagram, and if they are posting, see if they're even running a local ad. I can almost guarantee you they are not. And so what do we know about early adopters in business? Early adopters always win. You want to be the first business in town, in your niche, who's doing this. My name is Park Score. Please DM me if you have any questions, and have a great day.